What is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake 72 coming to you guys with a video right now. So I want to go over the running back room. I think there will be a three-headed monster at running back this year and a couple new faces, guys. Now, you have Miles Sanders on the roster. Should have had over 1,000 yards last year, but unfortunately, Doug didn't know how to really incorporate the run game. He'd run good in the first half, not know how to really incorporate it in the second half, or Miles Sanders wouldn't have like at least 5 carries a game. I mean, it was kind of crazy. And this was really before Jalen Hurts really started, when Carson Wentz got benched during that Packers game. Okay, you got Boston Scott that came back. He's got some competition. Jordan Howard comes back. The bruiser from 2019 is going to have some competition. You know, Adrian Killins, Elijah Holyfield. You have a lot of running backs on this roster. Jason Huntley. You have a lot of guys right now. But what I think is going to be your three-headed monster back in the 2021 season, it's going to be Miles Sanders, Kenneth Gainwell, our 5th-round pick, and Carrion Johnson if healthy. Okay, I think Gainwell is going to beat out Boston Scott. I think Carrion Johnson is going to beat out Jordan Howard. I just think that this is going to be the rotation. I think this is going to be your 3 monster-headed back going into this season. Kenneth Gainwell could bring more to the table what Boston Scott can't. Not saying that Boston Scott's not a good player, but obviously, guys, Nick Sirianni wasn't lying when he said competition. They brought a lot of depth to receiver. They brought a lot of depth in for linebacker, okay? And now running backs is a whole nother ball game when it comes to depth. And you have 8 running backs right now. Carrion Johnson, if healthy, could beat out Jordan Howard. I think, you know what? Carrion Johnson is weird to me because he's not really a bruiser. He will hit you if he has to, but he's very elusive with his feet, finds the hole. When Carrion Johnson gets to the second level, he's good. He's got that really good straight speed, and he will go and he will pummel you. If you get close to him, he will try to stiff arm you. He's a monster. He really is. And that's if he's healthy. Jordan Howard, obviously, not much interest this past offseason. Okay, a lot of teams, it was a very dry offseason, really dry, free agency for him. So definitely he has to beat Carrion Johnson for that 3rd spot. And this is me going into this saying that they're going to keep 3 running backs. So keep that in mind as well. Kenneth Gainwell, I think, is just a better back than Boston Scott. I think he could do a lot more. I think he could be used a lot more. I think just Kenneth Gainwell brings more to the table. This is a 5th-round pick we're talking about here that is a dual threat back, that's not too small, not too big, but just there to where he's got a nice balance. He can catch out of the backfield. He could be a wide receiver and go out for a pass. I mean, you could do anything you want with Kenneth Gainwell, and he's just got that little bit of a bruiser mentality too, because he's done a good job, getting through some guys with physicality and dragging some guys for a couple of yards. So you have 3 very tough backs if these are your starting backs for 2021. Okay, Elijah Holyfield, obviously I talked about him. He's probably not going to have a chance, even though Doug started him, activated him for 1 game. Didn't get his chance, didn't get a snap for that game. You got Jordan Howard and Carrion Johnson, all these other running backs in front of him. Adrian Killins is most likely going to be special teams, or he's going to be practice squad. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I wish Adrian Killins has got some track star speed, but I don't know. Special teams, taking those big hits, I don't know if that's going to be the case. Obviously, Adrian Killins last year, he was working out with running backs and he was working out with receivers. Had a couple, I think he was activated for a couple games, but he only really had a couple snaps. Really wasn't much. But I honestly think Jordan Howard and Boston Scott, and even if they don't, it is what it is. But Kenneth Gainwell has a huge chance to do something on this team. Carrion Johnson, if healthy, has a huge chance to be one of the backs in this rotation coming into this year. I like a lot of these backs. The more good backs you have, the more competition you have, the more competition, obviously you're going to get the best out of your running backs this year. Okay, obviously Carrion Johnson's coming here on waivers, so he's got 1 more year left on his deal. So obviously you get to see, where his market's going to go after this year. If he does a good job, he's a nice rotational piece. It is what it is. But Miles Sanders obviously is going to lead this whole group of backs. I think this is the year where Miles Sanders should hit his first 1,000-yard year, which I thought he should have last year. Okay, so Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I like this. I like this rotation. I like all of the competition that is coming into the room. The more, the merrier, guys. Like, that's why Nick Sirianni, our head coach, was not messing around when he said competition. How important competition is. Obviously, Nick Sirianni is going to see the best out of the ability of a lot of these players. Okay, whether it's the running backs, the linebackers, the wide receivers, there's a lot of depth, guys, not just for the active roster, but, a lot of, undrafted free agent signings. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys here, which I was really surprised that, even Kenneth Gainwell in the 5th round that he was taken and, is a steal from this draft at running back. You never know what you have in a guy. That could be a nice 1-2 punch, but hey, if you want to add a third punch to the mix with Carrion Johnson, I'm fine with it. I'm definitely, because you have 3 backs that could do different things here, which is great. And obviously, Boston Scott and Jordan Howard are going to work their tails off to beat them out of these spots, but I honestly think that it's going to be Miles Sanders, Carrion Johnson, and our 5th round pick from Memphis, Kenneth Gainwell, as your starting running backs for the Philadelphia Eagles. And like I said, this is only if we carry 3 running backs this year. Okay, so I'm looking forward to it. We didn't have much of an offseason last year or camp or any of that, no preseason. So it's going to be a real treat to see a lot of these position groups in this competition, and it's only going to make us better. And obviously, we'll have preseason. We can see these guys hit, different jerseys. So it should be a lot of fun, guys. It really should be. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about the running back position. Who do you think are we keeping 3 running backs? Are we keeping 4 running backs? Who do you think is going to start? Who do you think is going to be the rotation? Just let me know if you guys think that Jordan Howard and Boston Scott could be beat out of their jobs this offseason. It could happen, guys. You never know, guys. You never know at this point. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I will see you guys later. Shakes go up, flies fly. Peace out, guys. Peace.